A very good morning, young ladies, and welcome to the first squad in the girls' single event. We are playing 6 games, moving 2 left, right, 2 lanes left. Semi-final for top 4 late afternoon, where we will know the final standing in the whole event as well. We will have 10 minutes practice. Girls Division first squad, single event. Moving 2 left, right, 2 left, 2 lanes left. We are not yet ready. You can begin, good luck.
Event, and I'm gonna take a quick look around like yesterday, and then we're gonna see who I think we should look out for. Please comment on my post again with the cut, and you can also post who is gonna win the all events for the girls. I have to go with Mika Gulbeck, which is bowling now on lanes 7 and 8. She's leading the all events right now, and I think the cut number for the girls singles is gonna be 1290 plus minus 10 today. So I think we're gonna see a little bit higher scores from the girls, and I think we're gonna see that they can actually break down the lanes a little bit better today because they got a better understanding of what's happening, and I think that we'll see a couple of okay scores, not as high as the boys, but see some decent scores. So I just took a quick look around, and I think we should look out on lane 9 and 10. We have 2 Finnish girls on, and I think we should look out for both of them, but mainly Peppy Constry. And then of course we have a really decent pair in 7 and 8 today with the 2 Swedish girls, and we have the 2 Danish girls that's the highest seeded. We got Mika Golbeck on the first seed for all events, and Megan, I think she's in about 9th, 10th, 11th, something like that. And look out for those 2 girls today. Then on lane 13, 14, we got an Austrian girl called Jacqueline Witura, and she's a bit of an outsider. She's 5th in the all event right now, but she's one of the girls that can do a really high score, where some of the other girls is playing a little straighter and a little more to the outside and haven't had that scoring pace before. So definitely look out for her. That's also why I said Peppy Constry, because she's a Finnish girl. She knows what it feels like to have a really high score, and she did it before. A lot of these girls down at the moment, they haven't had these kind of scores before, so definitely look out at some of the girls. 7, 8 right now, 9 and 10, 13, 14, and then we got on. That's good. And then we got lane 3 and 4, where we have Maria Koshel from Russia, and obviously she's a really good baller. Is a little bit tougher on the left side. And so I think definitely look out for her. If she gets locked in, she's gonna make the top 4, I believe. So take a look at her. And so 3 and 4, and 7, 8, and then of course 9 and 10, 13, 14 main pairs. 7 and 8 I would tune in on. There's the Danes and the Swedes right now, and they're on a really tough pair. So it's gonna be really funny to see really exciting to see how they're gonna solve that pair. So on lane 7 and 8, Mika Grubek has strike, spare, double, 9 spare. So a solid start for her. Looks like she got locked in. She's hitting the pocket, and she's just doing what she did all week. And I definitely think she's miles ahead of the next girl in terms of the whole week and the performance. She had 13, 17, 13, 18. So she had a solid performance. She's sparing a lot of single pins. She's doubling. She's playing continuously good. She's really consistent this week, and she's delivering shots, and even the bad shots still hit the pocket. So I think she found out a way where I'm impressed. A little bit the same with Jacqueline. I think she's in 5th spot, but I still think she underperformed a little bit this week. I think we still have a lot more to see from her. The way she bowls, she just have to do the right moves. She's one of the girls that hooks it a little bit more and have a little more hand. So that means she can move left of everyone else when they get to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th game. And that's going to be really, really fun to see. A little bit the same story with Pepri. She has a really solid look. She's throwing, I believe, she's a storm staffer now. Looks really, really good, that ball. Let me see what that is. She's not a storm staffer. I see that's a motive. It's a jackal. Don't know why she's wearing a storm badge though. But yeah, so she's throwing a jackal, which is looks like it's a bit dull. So she probably had 1,000 on it, 500 on it. So she gets it to smooth out quite a bit, with the ball. So she gets it down lane, and she got a really good look on the fresh. The same with Mika. Mika is just performing shots. She's delivering, and I think some of the girls is actually really, really impressive to watch bowl. Obviously, some of the girls is here to learn, and we'll probably see them in a couple of years back and competing for medals, which is really, really good and fun, and that's the way to do it. I hope we'll see some of the girls trying to go left a little bit quicker, as we saw in the boys yesterday, because that means that we'll create this hold, because a lot of the girls stand to the right, and they are actually creating a lot of space, but they never use the space because they can't move in that far. And that's why I say a lot of the girls have a little more, or some of the girls have a little more hand. They can move in and they can get the ball through the front and actually get it to check up. And I think that's when we're going to see some decent scores from the girls, because a lot of the girls is pretty okay on the fresh, but then when the transition comes, they miss the transition a little bit. They don't move quick enough left. They don't know which balls they should throw, and I obviously think that it should be a little bit quicker. I would like to see that a girl like Pepi, Jacqueline, already in the 2nd, maybe 3rd game, is already going a little less surface and trying to get the ball, throwing a little bit slow and going a little more around it. That would be perfect to see, as we saw the boys yesterday. So that's my predictions of who's going to do good, is who's going to move left first of the girls, who's going to have that space and who's going to use it, because that means they will have quite a big game. And as you know, the girls' cut is not going to be so high or massive score. So I think it's going to be around 1290. Hopefully I'm right. Yesterday I had the boys cut with 1400 plus minus 10, which wasn't too far off, and everybody thought that was way too high. But when you do it the right way and you get a squat where the ball is start to the right, they create space and you can move in, that means that you get a lot of hold, you get some hook to the outside, and you basically just have to strike. Now we got Jacqueline on 13-14, and as I said, definitely a girl we should look out for. She's throwing it really, really well. She gets the ball to reach, get it to check up, and I honestly think that she's a strong contender for the singles event, along with Pepi and Mika. We're going to see a couple of good ballers in the next squad, and the boys had a lot of good ballers in the first, and they tried to put the top seeds in the first, where the girls is spreading it out a little bit more. So I think we're going to see more even squats today. And yesterday we had 3 boys making it from squad 1 and 1 boy making it from squad 2. And I think we more likely will see either 2 from this squad 2 or 3 from the next, because obviously I think it's going to be 2 and 2 actually, because it's pretty similar squads. Going to be fun to see what the cut number is going to be and which girls is going to make it. So Mika is on a double again, so she's strike spare double, 9 spare double. So she's looking at a 2 high 10 game with just spares right now. Let's see if she strikes this shot in lane 7. Looks pretty decent. And she got ring 10 leaving. So as I said, Mika looks pretty locked in today, and she looks pretty comfortable on the lanes. It's her home center. She's pretty comfortable. She's throwing the ball really good, and she gets it to read the lane perfectly. And obviously when she gets it a little too much around it and doesn't get up the back of the ball, it goes a little bit longer, a little bit sharper, and you see the ring 10s. You will see a couple of 9 pins from her. But compared to a lot of the other girls which struggling to hit the pocket, Mika is just locked in, and it looks like, at least in the fresh, that she by far has the best look of everyone. Jacqueline on 13-14 now is on 5 in a row. She had a little bit weaker start. She was strike spare, open spare, and now she's on 5 in a row. So with strikeout in the 10th, she's looking at 240, which is a pretty high score considering my cut number on 1390, so or 1290. So I think we will see some decent scores from the girls today, hopefully. So Jacqueline is gonna have 235, I think, the first game with a spare here. So a pretty decent game for her in the first. And Mika Gullberg can strike out for 238. And as I said, she's been double 9 spare double, 9 spare strike. So obviously we're going to see a good shot from her. Either she's going to leave a 10 pin, 9 pin, or something like that, or she's going to strike. So pretty happy to see that Mika is locked in. It's pretty hard to go into a squat as the first seed. I tried it myself in Odense, and it's not that easy. You know, you have a game plan, you know what you kind of do, but a lot of things can go wrong, and you see other people striking. And we saw it in the boys yesterday with Patrick from Germany. He went in at the first seed, and he didn't even medal. So a lot of things can happen. You can have bad scores, you can have an off day, you can have a bad sleep. There's a lot of factors that's playing in on the bowling. So I think obviously Mika is doing pretty good, and she's bowling the way she did all week. So hopefully we're going to see the same kind of score from her, and then I think it's going to be enough for the singles finals too. Strong contender for the singles too. She did a really great job so far. So Pepe Constry is on 227 with a spare here. 226, she missed a spare. Still a decent start for her. And as I said, definitely a goal we should look out for in the singles event. She's throwing the ball very well. I would already see her trying to move left now, because she's going to hit a pair of 5 and 6. It's going to be a little bit earlier. So I think if she stands where she does now, her ball will start to burn a little bit, and she will see a couple of ring 10s, a couple of balls where she tries to move a little bit right, where it just checks up immediately. So I would actually like to see her going on a little bit weaker ball, just moving a couple of boards parallel left now, so she hits a little bit more oil. And as I said, she's a strong contender for this, and she has some really experienced coaches behind her, and of course Sammy Constry and the rest of the Finnish team is some really experienced coaches, and they're coaching the men's team too. So I think we're going to see her in the singles finals. That's going to be my prediction. She has a lot more to show than she did this week. I saw a bowl at Ballmaster Open, and I was quite impressed with the way she throws the ball. Obviously, that's a really hard event to bowl for women. High scoring pace, and a lot of men that destroy the lanes, and you have to move left quicker. So that's why I am hoping to see her move left a little bit quicker today, because I know she can do it, and I think that will put out quite a massive score for her if she does the right things and she hit the jumps in the transition today. So it's going to be really fun to watch her. She's going to go on to 5 and 6 now, and the Danes, Mika is on 217 the first game. Megan had 189. The Swedes had 215 and a 190 game. The Swedes is going to 3 and 4, and the Danes is going to 11 and 12. So it's going to be fun to see how they solve the pairs when they move now, and hopefully we can see the girls get a little further left and throw some weaker balls today, and see them turn the corner and actually strike a little bit more than we've seen this week. So I'm back on. I just did an interview with Marcus from the Swedish Bowling Federation, where we were talking a little bit more about the two-handed style and how it affects people, and if I see it as a problem with the injuries. Now I'm injured myself right now with my back, and I honestly don't think that the two-handed style is the problem. And as I said to him, now he's going to write a really good article about it, and I hope you read it. It should be down in at least today, and I'm really looking forward to reading that. He interviewed William Svensson and a couple of the two-handed guys up here to get their opinion too, and obviously I got a little longer in my career, and now I'm experiencing the problems I had, but I think it comes more from bad posture and a bad style than being two-handed. So look forward to reading that article and come with your opinions. Try to get some questions on the two-handed style. I know some people are sitting out there, Chris Sloan and Frankie Lavoie. You can come with some comments. You got some pretty solid styles, and I know you guys doesn't have a lot of injuries, so come with your opinion on how the two-handed style affects injuries compared to the one-handed style. Be pretty cool, and everyone feel free to tune in on my Facebook profile and come with questions about the two-handed style and injuries and stuff like that, and I'll try to answer it the best I can. Let's try to do a score update here. I've been away for a little bit. I saw Mika Gobek had a 180 game, so she's at 400 right now. And just check the singles here. Girls singles. So we got waiting for the second game to finish completely. Just watch here. So I'm just waiting for the update on the scores here, and in a minute we'll see how everyone is doing. As I said, Mika had a 186 game or something, so she's at -4 right now, 396, and it's gonna be really fun to follow her and see what happens. Usually lane 9 and 10 is not the easiest pair in this bowl. It's quite different. So I think 180 was actually quite a decent game on that. And now we're gonna see how it develops from here, and how she's gonna do. As I said, I was doing the interview, so I have to do a little bit of looking now to see where the girls are. Did any of them move left, as I suggested in the first game? And we'll see how Jacqueline and Peppy, the girls I was saying we should look out for, is doing here. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute with the scores updated. So I'm back on. I just did a couple of scoring updates here, and right now top 4 cut is 441 points. We saw some pretty high scores this game. Mika had a 180 game. As I said, it was quite a tough pair, but I'll see. I think we're gonna see her back now. The all event is quite interesting right now because Jacqueline is 65 over, I think, something like that, 465. So I think she's a contender now for the all events too. Peppy Country had a 170 game. Emma Lehman from Sweden had really big game. She had 250, so she's up there now. And obviously, I think that Jacqueline is in. I think it was some. Just look here. So now we got the scores in on the website. The cut right now is actually 23 over. It's Bodine Kriel from Netherlands, and then we have Emma Lehman on 41 over, and we have Mila Nevalainen from Finland on 54 over, and then Jacqueline on 67 over. So so right now we're looking at a cut number that looks like 60 over for this squat, and yeah, I don't think my cut number on 90 over would be that far off.
bane 19 mot Sverige. Da hadde vi 2 mesterlig på rad den banen. Det liksom skriker
So a quick update here. Lane 11 and 12, we got the Danish team. Mika is looking at a 220 game with a spare in his hand. We got, let me just take a quick look around here. Just check the scores. I'll give you a quick update in about 3 to 4 minutes when the scores is updated and the rest is done. And what's really funny to watch is Jacqueline and Mika, because right now they're fighting for the all events. So I'm gonna take a quick look what Jacqueline is on, and I'm gonna make an update. So Jacqueline Utura is on 703 now, and with Mika's score, that means that Mika is only 5 pins ahead now in the all events. So we got a pretty close call here on the all events. And as I said, Jacqueline is definitely a girl you should look out for. She's striking a lot, and it's pretty cool.
Og så ender Sverige å spille et farmekvalg, så han får kvalle farmelaget, så han blir i divisjon 2. Nei, de får kvalle opp til divisjon 1. Og farmelaget den på da må vi trekke for et mindre alt neste år, hvis vi spiller litt. Kutte ut sånn. Ja, da må vi kutte ut soler alt som vi spiller litt neste år. Jo, men jeg er 50 år med mye fremover.
So I'm here with Sidney Shush,
Hello.
and we're going to talk a little bit about how he balled and how he experienced this championship, and hopefully we'll get a good answers, and we'll get his prediction on which girls is going to make it and who he thinks is going to win the all events. So welcome, Sidney.
Yeah, hello.
So how did you experience this championship? How has it developed for you?
So for me, it was good experience. I was also last year on the EYC team, and it's always a new experience, and you always meet new people and so. And at the beginning, at practice I first played like every line. I tried it, and it felt like that the middle would be good for me. And then in the team event and double events, I played through the middle. I didn't play it that well. I had 1250 and 1255, because not only I could play more, but it was because of me, because I didn't play it very consistent, and so that was mostly the problem. My spares were okay, and now in singles I changed back to pitch black, because that was how I got last year the third place in singles through pitch black.
Yeah.
So I played that at around 9-10, a little bit slower than I play usual, and that was really good.
Yeah. So try to explain the difference on the lanes. Now you mentioned the pitch black. What balls do you throw? What worked this week for you, and what didn't work?
At the beginning, I played with the Alpha Crux, and it's like, for me, it's a medium ball, and I played it from around 13 to 7, and but it only holds itself for like 1 to 2 games, even though I don't have so many players on the left side. And then I changed to the IQ2 edition, which is like a little bit stronger, but it moves more down the lane, so it was better for me. But now, how is that, at singles I played pitch black, and I was playing it slower than I play usual, so because it's really oily in there, so it gets a better hook at the end, a better finish, so I don't get too many 7 pins or so. But what was my problem at the singles series? I had 1309, but I had in the 4th and 6th game a 170. I mean, in the 4th game it was just that I made like wrong adjustments. I moved more inside instead of a little bit more outside, which was like that I had less space than before, and like one split and not too many strikes, then it's not that good. And then I had 247 again, and then the last game you saw that the pitch black wasn't working anymore, so I should change the balls because it was too slippery and so. And I also had in the 9th frame pocket 7-9.
Wow.
Which was like I was angry about that.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, that was just like how I played. And last year it was also like that. I started with reactive balls inside, and so I played 1120, 1170, and then singles I changed to pitch black, and I got to 1408.
Wow.
To get myself into the finals, half finals.
Nice.
And yeah.
So who's helping you develop your game, and how did you start bowling two-handed?
Yeah, so my coach is Kostas Mitsingas from Cyprus, and I started bowling one-handed around like 11-12 years ago, because my father also plays bowling active, and he was better like before, but now he still plays German leagues and so. And I always played bowling, and 2 years ago I started training with Kostas, because he's making like clinics all around Europe.
Oh yeah.
And also like in America, but because he's USBC gold level coach, and he's like one of only a few who's allowed to coach in Europe.
Yeah.
And then he had a clinic in Berlin, because I come from Berlin.
Yeah.
And then my parents just told me so that I could try play there, just to like improve my game and so. And then I trained with him there at the clinic, and I played one-handed. And then because also before and when I was younger, the balls were very heavy for me, so I sometimes played two-handed because it was easier. And then because I wasn't very good with one hand, I had like 160 average. And then I told him that I could also like play two hands, I never learned it or so, and my other coaches also told me that it's not good and so.
Yeah.
And then I showed it to him, and then he said, "Yeah, you will change to two hands and like you're Italian." So,
Yeah.
and I didn't knew that I was like, because everybody told that it's not good to play like this and so, and then I called my team coach and so that I will play now two hands, and then I just started playing two hands. I moved from 13 pounds to 15 pounds, what I play now, because I tested, because at the clinics there are also Pascal Wintenheimer normally or Laura Beutner,
Yeah.
and then I just played with their balls because they're 15 pounds, and I tried and it wasn't too heavy for me, so it's better than to play 15 instead of 14 and then change in a few months again to 15 pounds, and then I just played and played, and I developed really quickly. 2 years ago I had an average on my ID from like 165, and next year I had 194.
I was gonna say, because try to explain that journey you had, because I remember I was talking to Laura, I think that's around 2-3 years ago in Munich, where I saw you ball the first time, and your journey to here has been really quick compared to a lot of other ballers. So is that what did you do? How did you practice more than everyone else, or how did you come here?
Before I was just like for 1 to 2 years in a club, and for me bowling was like always my favorite sport and so, and I was always like different to others, because in the school and so in Germany like nobody plays bowling as a a like job or as a sport. And then I just practice more and so, because before I had like once in a week team training and that was it, maybe like a youth league, but it was also not so often. And after that I really had more like 2-3 times a week training. And now like since a few months ago I also have personal training and physical training for my body and so, so that like both sides are equal and so, and my back that they don't like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because as I said earlier on the stream, I did an interview about injuries in two-handed bowling compared to the one-handed style, and my opinion on it is that I don't think the style actually makes injuries. It's more the way you bowl the style. So it's not that two hands make injuries or one hand make injuries. It's more the fact, are you good at doing it, and as you say, can you get the body to have equal muscles in both sides? So try. What exercises do you do? Is it do you have a personal trainer that helps you out with some exercises?
So I have 2 times a week personal training with my personal trainer, and at the beginning we always do like 15 to 20 minutes like some physical stuff. So like I lay on a like mattress or so, like on a like table, and then he just like stretches me and so, and he checks, because when I first came to him he saw that like my legs were not equal. But it was not because they're really not equal. It was because my
the hip was
and like the back, the what is
the spine is the spine
it
is
was
like
a little bit like not
so it's not straight. It was it was bended a little bit.
That's why the one leg was like a little bit shorter, and that was we're training on that. So but now it's like equal again, and then we just do like, if I do training with like with the arms, then I always do like 1 with the left, but I do 2 with the right, so that it gets equal and so. But my right backside is stronger than the left backside, but the left arm is stronger than the right.
Of course,
So we always just like have a plan and so what we will train. We do sometimes like the same stuff every week, but we also put new stuff in and so like more professional stuff.
Cool.
And
how old are you now?
I'm now 15. I turned in January 15. Yeah.
Wow. So you're actually taking this sport so serious, and that's one of the first guys. Now I interviewed a couple of guys up here, and everyone is talking a lot about the bowling, and they're talking about I practice a lot. But you're the first that said I had a personal trainer that looks at my body and actually makes it work. And I think personally that's one of the most important things in bowling, because you need to be able to bowl to an age to a really long age, so you have to get quite old and still bowl. And a lot of bowlers we see, including myself, I have to stop bowling now. I'm 21. So do you have any plans for what is the future going to bring you now? Now you got your physical game on, and you're developing, you're getting better. I know you play the EYCs and EBTs. So what is coming up now?
So first, you like with the personal trainer, so you have to start doing it before you really get injured and so, because then if you can't play anymore, then it's too late. So
Yeah.
you have to really start looking at everything that could happen and so before it really happens, because then it's over. And what are like my future plans? I want to play like every EBT stop and so that I can.
Yeah.
With like getting free from school and so, that's also important. And even like being good in school for later.
Yeah.
And then like in summer I also want to fly to America, play like some smaller tournaments.
Yeah.
And if I get selected, also the World Youth Championships.
Ah, yeah.
And then also in November, December, I fly to also again to America for the World Series of Bowling.
Gonna bowl the World Series?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what my coach told me,
Yeah.
that this would be like great experience.
Should.
To
I
'cause
know
it's
one of the Danish guys, Mathias Ankerdal,
Yeah.
is going too.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be so fun. And I know Perry Piharinen
Yeah.
was in this year. So a lot of young people playing
Yeah.
on the tour. It's so fun to see. And I actually think that you guys is taking the sport a lot more serious than I did back in the day when I was at your level. And that's why I think we're gonna see you guys compete on a better level and longer than we did. And I think some of the guys on the tour right now should look out for you guys, because you're coming up. And with your pace and your development right now, I saw you 3 years ago, and I would say I didn't believe you were here today bowling the way you did 3 years ago. So that's an amazing development.
I also didn't believe it. At my first EYC last year, when I just like got a few weeks or months before in the national team, and then directly to the first EYC, where everybody was just like so impressed.
Yeah.
And I even played my first EYC before I played my first German championships. I mean, a few weeks after was my first German championships, and it was also so new for me, because before I just played in Berlin, Germany, and then like everything started, and I just got a 300 and so. And
so how do you experience the difference from bowling in Germany on maybe some league and some tournaments there, and coming to the EYC or EBT tournaments? Or
in Germany, like everybody takes it more than like a fun sport, and like they're not really competing so much. German Bundesliga, yes, but like youth league and so, they're not really like so like they're not really taking so serious. They're just like having fun and so. I mean, you also should have fun, but when you compete, then you should really be like focused and so.
Yeah.
And like at EBT starts and so, it's much more different. Like everybody really wants to win and so.
Yeah.
I mean, you can win money and so. And also at the EYC, that's why only like 4 people from every country, or boys and girls, are here, because these are really the people who take it serious and who want to be like the best in the sport.
Yeah.
That's why, because in every country there are like thousands and 10,000s of bowling players, young bowling players, but they just play it because they like it and not because they want to get professional in it.
Yeah. So now you mentioned professional. So what is your dream about the bowling sport? Is that to live off it, or get to a couple of tournaments, or?
Yeah, of course. My dream is to like be like the best in the world, and to win tournaments, to get more sponsors, and so to just like be the best in it.
So now let's try to look at the scores. Now we got the girls on here, and they played 4 games. And we got Jacqueline, she's on 926 now. We got Mika on 50 over, and a couple of others on 50, 30 over.
Yeah.
So first of all, what do you think the cut is going to be for the girls now? Now you tried to bowl the boys and saw the scores went up a little bit and stuff. So what do you think the cut is going to be?
For top 4?
For top 4 girls, yeah.
I think it will be around 13, 50 maybe, 1350.
Wow.
Could be possible. But could be also like 1320.
Yeah. Wow, you predicted it higher than we did, so that was really fun.
I mean, for example, Jacqueline, it's only 430 more.
Exactly. And Mika, a couple of good games now, and
500.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really amazing. And now yesterday I got the cut right about the boys. I said 1400 plus minus 10, which was pretty close.
Yeah.
So I also think the scores will go up. What about let's take let me see, you're in the Masters now, right?
Yeah.
So what is the game plan now? Now I know, now you're really good at bowling match play one-on-one.
Yes.
Did you prepare yourself psychologically for the Masters?
No, I just like informed a little bit myself about like my player.
Yeah.
I play against Oliver Spinlay
Yeah.
from England. I mean, he's right-handed, so he should not affect my game.
Yeah.
And then what's good for me, because I play pitch black, that I saw it like in the last 2-3 games that the pitch black really was like so slippery and it only hooked a little bit, so you have no room, so you really have to play really accurate. And now in Masters it's only 2 or 3 games, so I can really play it very good.
I was gonna say you actually I
After 3
predicted you
games.
to be one of them that have a chance
Yeah.
to actually go long in this Masters event, because first of all, there's not so many left-handers in the top 24. That's the first, and the second of it is fresh oil all the time.
Yeah.
So and obviously you were one of the best yesterday in the singles on the fresh, and then as you said,
Yeah.
they got a little bit slippery and you couldn't get the ball through the pins in the last ones.
Yeah.
So how do you see that? How do you see your own chances, and what would your dream final be? Who would you stand against in the final?
I mean, it's always also like a little bit of luck, because everybody could have like the 3 or 2 games of their lives, and so
Yeah.
like, or like we could also saw at one of the boys, there was also one boy who had like 12-11, then 11-40, and then 14-40, just like out of nowhere. Or even me last year, like nobody expected, and not even me, that I would shoot after 11-20 and 11-70 at 14-08.
Yeah.
And that's just like, I think everybody has a chance to make it to the finals. More than just like over 6 games.
Yeah.
Because this is like also, you have to have a strong mental game and like mind to really win, and also if you have a spare mistake, also really concentrate.
Yeah.
And be still in the game. You're still in the game always.
Yeah.
And so yeah, in the finals, I mean, doesn't really matter for me which is my opponent. Everybody has a chance against everybody, and yeah, that's open.
That's completely the right mindset. Now I asked some of the other guys about it, and they came up and they said, "Oh, I tried to want to bowl him. I tried to want to do this." And I always went in with the mindset: it doesn't matter who I bowl. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter how good they are. We still start at 0 points, and we have the maximum score of 300. And if I'm perfect through 12 frames, I can't lose the game. I can play equal with the guy, and then we have another 10 frame. But as long as I do every shot as good as I can, I know I can't do any more.
Yeah, so always you don't play like really against your opponent, because as my coach showed me yesterday, you could lose with 260, but you could also win with 180.
Yeah.
So it's really also up to your opponent if you would win or lose, but you only play like against yourself, because as you just said, if you make 12 perfect shots, you have an equal, or like, and most of the times you win.
Most of the time
So
you win, yeah.
So that's like how it is.
Yeah.
And because like in singles, doubles and team, when you play really 6 games, they're like the top 10 people who you will know will be like in the top, who will be the top players. But over 2-3 games, it can really be everybody who will get to the top.
So now we have as I said, the goal scores here. You predicted a little bit higher. I had 1290. You said 1320, and maybe a little
Yeah.
bit higher. So who's your favorite in this? Also from the next squad coming. I don't know if you know who's gonna bowl, but of course Jacqueline is a good contender.
Yeah.
Mika is pretty good too. We got a Swedish girl coming up, bowling.
I know here the 9th place, Maria Koschel.
Yeah.
She's a really good bowler.
Yeah.
In second game, she had a few problems with 156,
Yeah.
but it's still like consistent. She has to really play good now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Jacqueline with lowest game of 223 is really
Pretty
good.
Yeah.
And then like I think Pepi Conseri is playing also really good.
Yeah.
I see right now that few people had in the second game not so high game,
Yeah.
but I don't know why, but
I can't really answer it either, because I did my interview when the second game was
Yeah.
on. But in the third game, it looked like everyone was moving more left and trying to get in
Yeah.
to the oil again. So my prediction is that they probably stand it a little bit too long to the right.
yeah.
Is that something you experienced during this tournament, that you have to be ahead of the moves?
Yeah, that's I mean, always also at tournaments you have to really like go. I mean, if you move like 4 lanes, you should always like go to the lane you move next, so you're always 1 step ahead, so you can see which players are there and how they play and like with which material, so you really know from the first shot you're on the next lane, how you need to adjust and what you need to do. So I mean, yeah, I saw also in the boys that many people played also reactive outside. Only few, like for example the Ukrainian, they played very far inside, like left from 20, but except of that, mostly like till outside.
Yeah.
That was like how I saw that.
So now you mentioned that you should look on the lanes and you should see what do the people do before. Do
Yeah.
you do that yourself, or do you? Now I talked to the
yeah.
Swedes and the Danes. They have a scout doing it for them,
Yeah.
and then they communicate what happened on the lanes and what
Yeah.
balls they threw. Do you have that? In the
I
German
mean,
team?
yeah. My coaches, they looked in the single squad, I think, or in doubles,
Yeah.
like if I play on the left-handed. And I didn't play it. I think I played once with the left-handed only, but he played completely different lines. So we checked before if I play with the left-handed, and it wasn't like that. So I had like every time a completely fresh lane. So that could be good, but it could also be bad.
Yeah.
For example, if you play on a long pattern, it's sometimes also for left-handed like worse, because I saw that when we have like training, national training at home, the right-handed, they play through the middle like on long, and if they miss a few balls to the right, it will still hook back.
Yeah.
But the left-handed had to play really accurate,
Yeah.
because it would just slide through or so.
Yeah.
And
That's actually a really nice discussion, because a lot of left-handers got really big advantage when the oils get a little bit shorter, because that's when they can stay to the outside
Yeah.
and they can throw the ball up and throw urethane, most of them. So and that's when the right-handers get caught a little bit, because they have to make this jump in. How did you experience it this week with the pattern? Did you like the fresh, or?
I mean, first when I saw the topography, it wasn't really like a big difference to every lane. It was like quite good. It was nearly the same every lane.
Yeah.
And I mean, you didn't have to adjust a lot. I mean, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
Left-handed, like
Yeah.
I didn't have to adjust so much. Never because of the other players or the lane, only because like of my balls, the pitch black.
Yeah.
For example, only because if it gets oilier, a little bit more outside and a little bit more tighter. Or sometimes also played like 1 to 2 balls to the middle, so that it has a little bit better chance. And yeah, but the right-handed, they also didn't have to make like a big adjustment. They could also stay with their balls, and yeah.
Cool. So enough about the bowling now. Now the fun part comes. So how is the social life of a EYC?
Yeah.
Do you like the other people here, and do you socialize with them, or is it only the German team? And
Yeah, it's nice experience always here. Like you have more, of course, like more fun than an EBT tournament also, because it's like still a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Not like really like serious. I mean, you take it really serious, but if you're like off the lane and so, you have fun and so.
Yeah.
And yeah, I also like speak and so with other teams and countries, and we're also like after we play, we go in a room together and play card games also.
nice.
So it's really nice, and also to meet new people.
Yeah.
And it's
Also
yeah.
a good way to relax when you're done bowling.
Yeah.
So you get your minds off what happened.
Difference.
Atmosphere here. So I see, and you actually
Yeah.
are good friends with most of the
Yeah.
people here.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like if there's like a final between, let's say, just like Denmark or England,
Yeah.
and also from other countries, like if they like the one person more, then they're also clapping for them. So
Yeah.
that not only like, for example, England is clapping for England and Denmark for Denmark also. So that
Exactly.
everybody's clapping for who they like, and also so that's also nice.
And even the ballers that doesn't ball today, they come to watch
Yeah.
the girls ball from the team or other teams
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's so impressive. I really like it.
I mean, I will also play only in 8.5 hours. Then I will play the Masters first step, and I'm still here watching and supporting the girls.
Yeah.
Not only the German girls, like every girl that I like and so.
Yeah.
And also yesterday when we played, also the girls were there and supported us. It's also important.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now I haven't asked this question for anyone else, but I know the Swedes every year for the banquet, they have the same clothes on.
Yeah.
So do you have that in Germany, or?
Yeah. No, we don't have it.
Yeah.
I already know what the Swedes will wear this year.
Yeah.
we just have like a suit on, and the girls like dresses. So we don't have like the same. We don't have to wear the same stuff.
Okay.
We can decide. Some people only have wear like
Yeah, shirt.
yeah,
or
shirt
yeah,
or so.
yeah.
But like yeah, I have a like blue suit. Another person from the team also.
Yeah.
He a little bit asked me because one of our teammates, he has the first EYC. The others were there last year. So we have like blue suits.
So you're
Yeah.
trying to win the banquet.
No, not really. It's also just like having fun and so
Yeah.
and hanging around and meeting new people. and
We
yeah.
always said when I was playing the EYC, we always said that one of the most important medals that's to win the banquet. So have fun at the banquet. That's
Yeah, that-
I love that part of
Yeah.
it, and it's the end of a great week and meeting people, and hopefully we'll see you all next year again, and and you can keep balling as good as you are. So I won't take that much more of your time now.
Yeah, so
Thank you for the interview. It's been so nice, and
Yeah.
I'm so pleased with a dedicated bowler, and you're educated, and you know a lot about the sport, and I think you're doing completely the right thing with the personal training and making sure your body lasts long.
yeah,
And hopefully I'll see you on a live stream at World Series this year. That
Yeah.
would be so cool.
yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
So I'm back on the live stream. I just had a chat again with Sidney. Very, very dedicated baller. Impressive how much these young people is putting into the sport and trying to live off it and being the best in Europe. So back to the scores again. We got Mika Gulbek and Jacqueline Witura right now competing for the first seat in the all events. For the singles event, we got Jacqueline is pretty safe, I think, to make it. She's on 1,137 points. And Mika Gulbek is on 28 over. There's a girl on 38 over. So pretty close on that. I'll keep you updated. Jacqueline started with a double. Mika is on strike, open, spare, spare. And Peppy Country from Finland is on front 4, and she was 14 over. So she's probably closer to make it too. As I said, it was a pretty good guess with Mika, Peppy, and Jacqueline. You should look out for those. I think the cut number is going to be pretty close to a 90 over too. So let's see. It's going to be pretty fun to watch. So Jacqueline is on front 5 right now, so it looks like she's going to be the first for all event and also the first seat for the singles. Mika is on some spares, so I think we'll see Jacqueline at the first seat here. I think Peppy Country is actually going to be second seat for the singles right now, and I think we'll be pretty close to the score I was mentioning. But as I said earlier, Jacqueline made the move. She's moving in. She was the first to move left, so my predictions was pretty right, and pretty impressive the score she's shooting right now. And as I said, she's one of the girls that could actually do this. So Mika Gulbek is on a double right now. She needs quite an okay score now. Pepe Country is on 4 in a row, 9 Spurs straight. She's on 14 over. Mika is on 28 over. For this, I'm going to take a look. Jacqueline is pretty safe. So she started front 5 and she was 120 pins ahead of the other ones. So I think she will be pretty safe of the all events, and she will be safe in singles. Let's watch here. It's going to be pretty fun. It's pretty close now. Pepe Country just put a 10 pin down, and she spared it. So she's a strong contender for this singles. Let me just take a quick look at the scores. We got a girl from Netherlands, Boudin Kriel. And she's on 38 over right now, so I'm just gonna make a quick update on her. And there is 2 more that I see has a chance, otherwise they have to shoot a really big game. And they also have to shoot quite a big game here to have a chance. And that's Shimja Hest from Belgium and Anna Petzakova from Czech Republic. So let me take a quick look at the Netherlands team here. So Jacqueline Vittoria is on the 7th first now. We might break 1400 here for the first girl to do that. And as I said, she moved left, she hit the transitions, and she's doing a little bit more like the boys did, and really taking advantage of that hold and hook there is that the girls usually create for this. So she did really great. Big score. Let me see what Bodin have. We'll take a look. So Baudin is on strike, open, double. So she can strike out for 220, which will put a 50 over, 58, something like that over. And Pepe Country can strike out for 259, which will put her in about 70 over. And of course we have Jacqueline, which is pretty solid. On a lot. She's in front 7 now. I'm just going to take a quick look if she gets this big game. So Jacqueline was on front 7, 9 spare. So we'll probably see a 1400 score for her today if she strikes out. And as I said, in this game she's a little bit more up the back of the ball and trying to get it to read. And she got the ring tender shot. I actually think she got a pretty good look. And I can see here she spared it. And let's get a look of how. So Anna Petakova is on. She can get to 240. She can get to 40 something over. So I actually don't really know how the score is going to be now. I know that that Jacqueline is going to be first after this squat, and then we'll probably see Peppy second, I think. And yeah, she doubles, so she can strike out for 259 and get to 60, 70, 73 over. She can get to, and then we'll see some 40 overs and some 50 overs. I don't think that will be enough. I think we'll be at maybe 70, 80 over now. It looks like that. So my prediction of 1290 plus minus 10 is pretty good. Let's watch now. Peppy's put a 10 pin down, so she's gonna be in 52 over. So we're gonna have a really big score from Jacqueline on around 1380, 1400, and we will see Peppy on 52 over as the next player, I think, and we'll see a couple of girls on 40 over and 30 over, and then we got Mika Goldberg is gonna be around 40 over if she strikes out, and I'm gonna go a quick update in the start of the next squats under all events, and I'm just gonna follow this to the door. So we got a question from Christina on my Facebook profile. So why don't we see any girls playing two-handed? Is it too hard, or what is the reason? And to that question, I really don't have a solid answer, because I think a lot of girls will benefit from this. I think that a lot of it had to do with the breast of the women, that usually is a little bit bigger than the men's, and that gets in the way of the swing of the bowling ball. So I hope to see more girls bowling two-handed. We have 25, correct me if I'm wrong, but 25 two-handed bowlers here on the men's side, which is pretty impressive. It's almost a third of all the bowlers. So really good question. Keep the questions coming. That one I really can't answer. I'll try to hear some of the girls what the reason is. I might try to get Megan Decay on later on. I know she practiced a little bit with two hands, and we will answer her or ask her why she didn't bowl with two hands now, and is there any reason that that girls have a harder time bowling two-handed than the boys. I'll try to get Megan on in next squat, and we'll talk a little bit about the two-handed bowling style of the women, and we'll see if if we can figure some examples out on YouTube, I'll do a little bit of research to see if any girl ballers is doing it right now. I don't got that info, but I'll try to answer it as good as I can and get someone on that actually is a woman that can answer that question. So let's have a look at the scores. I just got note that it's down right now. Mika Goldberg lands on 12.28, which is 28 over. So hopefully that will be enough for some medal in the all events. I don't think there will be enough to make, or it won't be enough to make the cut here. I don't think. We already got Baudin Kyle on 31 over. We got Pepe Country on 50 over, and then we got, of course, Jacqueline Ventura with a massive score. And as I said earlier, I think it's pretty equal squats right now. So I think we'll see at least 2, maybe 3 going in the next squat, which is going to be really fun to see, to get those on the lanes and see how it develops. So Anna Petakova can go to 31 over 2. She strikes out, she can go to 231, and she was on pair before this. So we got the first score, over 1400 for a girl. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get Jacqueline into the studio in about next squat and get a little bit of a talk with her to see if how it felt to ball the biggest score of the whole tournament for the girls and be the first one to break 1400 on the girls side. Ask her a little bit about how did she do it and what did she do right, and of course, congratulate her. I don't think there's any doubt she'll make the singles, and I don't think there's a. I think there will be a lot of things that have to go wrong for her if she's not going to take the gold in all events either. So I'll try to get her into the studio or on the microphone in about next squat. I'll see if I can get her up, and let's look forward to it.